all just jumped across that line.
Are you ready?
Honey, I'll bring you with me if I know you have the time. I never thought too much about what you gave to my life. Your body's fires for your mind, it's like a butcher's knife.
Hi, I'm Angelie, and we're here at the Logan Entertainment Centre for Nitro 9. We're here, ring behind us, we've got all the crowd amongst us, people in stands, at full house tonight. Let's get ready to watch some fights.
Please, baby, can you come back to me? I'm suffering badly and now I drink till I can't see.
Brian, so tell us about tonight.
Tonight has been 3 months in the planning, and we've got 10 action-packed fights. We've got 3 titles on the line. It's going to go off the hook.
Excellent. So how many people are we expecting here? It's a pretty amazing venue.
Yeah, the Logan Entertainment Centre is going to be jam-packed. There's probably going to be over 1,000 people in here, and there's not a bad seat in the house, and we can't wait.
Brian, tell me about how this all came about.
Tonight's been probably 3 months in the planning. We have 3 shows a year for Nitro MMA, and look, it's just the sport's growing, and it's very popular at the moment, and we're just riding the roll of MMA in Australia.
And how did MMA come about in Australia?
The sport has been around for a number of years, but it's just been recently with the UFC has really brought the crowds and the general public into the sport, which has been great.
Mm-hmm. And have they picked it up? Has the Australian public picked it up like in the US and overseas?
Oh, definitely. We've got Australian fighters now based in the UFC, and the crowds, the Sydney show sells out every year within 15 minutes, so the energy and the support is phenomenal.
And do you expect that here tonight as well?
Oh, definitely. We've got 1,100 people in this venue. They're all going to be screaming, and it's a great night out.
No other one would do the things that you could do right now. Just get me out because I'm fading down. So don't you go out, leave me all alone. You are so pleased that you will be taking me home. You are so pleased that you will be taking me home. Taking me home. Taking me.
We have Peter here, a referee for tonight's fight. So tell us about what is involved in refereeing an MMA fight.
Angelis, look, with MMA, it's a combination, obviously, of all the combat sports. So you've got your boxing, your Thai boxing, and also wrestling. The good thing about the MMA side is that there isn't any standing 8 counts. So once the fight goes to the ground, it continues. From a referee's point of view, we've got to make sure that those guys are still active when they're both standing and on the ground. But more importantly, we've got to be able to identify if someone's going to go in for a submission and what that submission could end up being. So if someone's looking for a hyperextension of the elbow, look, if they don't tap out, the chances of that arm breaking are very, very high. So from a referee's point of view, we've got to be Johnny on the spot real quick.
On top of it. So Shannon, tell us about your preparations for tonight's fight.
Preparation's been absolutely awesome. Had no flaws at all. There's no excuse at all not to go out and get this win. Training camp's been awesome. External life's been awesome. Work's been great. No excuses.
Yeah. Who's your opponent tonight?
My opponent's Ed Arana. Fights from Townsville, I think it is.
And how do you feel about the competition that's going to happen tonight?
I think it's going to be quite explosive fight, back and forth. I think there'll be a lot of be stand-up battle. Yeah, that's the way I see it happening. That's
Excellent. Have you done any training towards being a referee for MMA?
My history, I used to actually fight in mixed martial arts. Wasn't very good at it. First one to admit that. There's a bloke here in the room that beat the shit out of me one night. So I started off competing in mixed martial arts and then just took the step into officiating it. Look, I've probably officiated close to 1,000 fights now. You never stop learning what the guys are doing. It's a really good sport. The young fellows coming through these days are fantastic. With regards to training, the group that we're associated with, MMA Australasia, we're actually formatting training programs now for people that want to become officials in mixed martial arts. So myself and Chris Hazeman, we're putting those programs together, and look, it's coming through really good.
Yeah. Have you seen MMA grow since you've started then, as sport, technically maybe, or just fan bases?
Oh, look, absolutely, both sides of it. Technically, what it was when we first started out fighting, probably, what are we now, 15 years ago, we were brawlers that knew how to wrestle a little bit. Then Australia clicked onto the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu scene, and then we started to see some wrestlers coming in that could box a little bit. So the fights then changed from being a stand-up fight to going to the ground. We're now seeing a really good combination of those guys coming through where they can do both levels. So technically the kids coming through these days, look, they're hitting the mat with at least 10 years experience, and that's for their first fight.
Yeah. Great.
There's been a couple of guys actually fought at One Nitro who are now contracted to UFC, so sky's the limits for those kids. Yeah.
Good things for Australian fighters.
Absolutely. Oh, look, tonight's card I think is probably the best assembled Australian card that I've seen for a very, very long time. Look, every match is a winner. It's going to be barnstorming, right from the first match between Matt George and Mitch Mallett from Integrated, right through to the last three title fights. Ricky Hana and Manawara, that's going to be a stand-up brawl. The next fight between Jules Jacqueline and Chris Morris, there's been a lot of banter on social networking about that one, so expect some fireworks there. And then the last one, the interstate rivalry between Corey Nelson, the challenger, and our Queensland champion Ian Bone. Look, those two guys are really at the peak of their sport at the moment. That fight could be over in the first 30 seconds, or it could go the whole distance. But expect with that one, there's going to be a really good fight. Really good fight, yeah.
Well, have a good night. Good luck to you. Yeah, thanks.